Okay. It's about time I finally made this video on Metroid Prime 4. And it's finally about time I got a chance and opportunity to play this game. That is Metroid Prime 4. Now, if you know me throughout this channel, I've been really hyped. Well, I can't say hyped, but I've been anticipating just to play this game for so long. I still remember that trailer back in 2017, Prime 4 in development, right? This was back when I was like, what, 15 years old. And this is when I was a big Metroid fan at the time. So I remember at the time I just played what it was Zero Mission, Fusion, Super Metroid, and Prime One, then Prime Two and Prime Three, and then span of like 5 months. Then eventually, I remember back in 2017 too, they had just announced the Part Two remaster or like the 3DS version of it, right? And then I got that too, and I was a big Metroid fan, big Metroid fan. A lot of people that was hyped for this game since 2017, like for example, Etika World Network. He was hyped for the game.
More. Fuck. Oh! 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 Oh God! Oh my God, nigga! Woo! Woo! Is that really real? Is that real?
But he's not here no more. And there's just one thing that I've always noticed is that there was a lot of people that was here that's not here no more. That was hyped for this game. And for me just to be alive and breathing to play this game is truly is an honor. These 8 years have been rough for a lot of people that has been hyped for this game. And I'm just blessed to be able to play this game. Now, like I said, I'm not like everybody else, on the internet who's trying to like bash this game and say, "Yeah, this game is trash. It's too linear." I hate Armstrong, McKenzie, Duke, and all them people. I'm saying, the cast and all that. I'm not here to say that. I'm just here to appreciate the journey that we've waited just to get this game out. It's finally out, and it's also very special as a Metroid fan that we have a 3D game and a 2D game kind of coexist within like a 5 year time period. I think the last time that happened was back in what, like Fusion and Prime One. So that's very, very rare. So yeah. So honestly, just being able to play this game is very, very special for me. And I enjoyed it. But there are a couple of things I had to list down about this game. And I'm gonna get to that in a second. But there's one thing that I did tell you guys on this channel, because remember last year I made a video saying that we should not be hyped for Metroid Prime 4 until there's more footage of the gameplay. And I got a lot of slack for that, you know what I'm saying? Um, and even from like last year, I really wasn't hyped to play the game. I just wanted to play it. Because I remember when they had announced like the second delay for the game, that's when my hype kind of died down, but I still wanted the game, like to come out. I thought it was like over. Like we're never gonna get this game. But then I found it funny how they had remade Prime 1 for the Switch. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. So if y'all can do this for Prime 1, can you do it for Prime 4? Eventually, well, we got the Prime 4 joint, and then I became more anticipated, but just not hyped. Because I want to see more of the gameplay for the game, you know what I'm saying? As a gamer should. And I was telling people, yo, that first trailer, or I guess like the second trailer, right? It's nice, but I want to see more gameplay. That would probably give me more hyped, but it didn't. And I got psyched for that. So when we finally got actual footage, of the gameplay, right? Do the trailers and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like from this year, there's something about the game that it just, like I said, I wasn't still not hyped for it. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing with her mind and moving things, it seemed very blandish. You know what I'm saying? It seemed too weird from like a standpoint. You know what I'm saying? Um, and I felt like it's crazy though too. I felt like that Nintendo was trying to make this game kind of just come and go, kind of like like a typical Kirby game. But it felt weird because this has been a game that's been, getting all this, this hype and this anticipation for almost 8 years, and yet they're trying to kind of push it like water underneath the bridge. And I felt that from all the trailers that came out this year. I didn't feel no type of hype for none of the trailers for Metroid Prime 4. I'm gonna just say that. Why is this the case for this game? How come the Metroid Dread has so much hype and advertisement for it, but when it comes to Prime 4, we barely get nothing? And this is for a 3D Metroid game that we've been hyped for and excited for and anticipating for years. Well, it has to be from the game, right? And from the game wise, right? For Prime 4. Prime 4 is not really much of a bad game. We've seen worse games, I played worse games, honestly. Prime 4 is definitely the whole definition of bringing in newcomers while appealing to old school fans. Same thing with Ninja Gaiden 4. It's the same thing. And I made a whole video on that too, just like a couple days ago. Metroid Prime 4 is a really good game. It's just not expansive as we thought it was, right? It's very straightforward with a couple little details here and here. Now, to be honest though, a lot of people may say, "Oh, this Metroid game is really easy. I could beat it like in 2 days and 3 days and do this, all that stuff." Right? The only reason why people are saying this is because the game itself, it tells you where to go. It tells you this goal. Oh, you have to collect this, and this from the beginning almost. And that's the thing with every Metroid game. You can't have that. It's a sense of exploration that you have no idea where to go. Right? This is why Super Metroid is probably one of the best games in the whole, franchise. You're just on the planet. Where do I go? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, though, people also tend to forget that Metroid Dread kind of had the same thing too, where it wasn't super linear, but it had that same type of like exploration to it. But it was just more like you wouldn't get like really lost. I got lost like a couple times in Dread, so I don't know what the other people are saying, but even in this game too, I got lost like a couple times. Like for example, I know towards the end, with the whole pieces of the mech part, I didn't know that that you had to find like a pieces of the robot in like the ice area and like like the lava area. That was very tough. I mean, it kind of made sense, you know what I'm saying, so I can backtrack, but it wasn't on my mind at the time. So that took me like a while, honestly. Um, yeah, yeah, but anyway though, this game itself, like I said, it's not bad. I love the personalities in this game. Armstrong, Mackenzie, I forgot the dude's name. Solon dude. Solon dude, you know what I'm saying? I'm calling him Solon. Takabi. Yeah, him. But anyway though, like I said, this game is pretty dope. It's just it can't be Prime 1. You know what I'm saying? I feel like even if, like for Prime 2 and Prime 3, they can even beat Prime 1. But why is it like that? You know what I'm saying? Because I think what made Prime 1 was that if you want to know more about the story, it was through the scans. It was based on your reading. But if you just want to go through the game, that's perfectly fine, honestly. And the game told you what was happening through the background and the world itself, you know what I'm saying, through your environment. Um, and like I said, also, like I said, if you want to know more about the lore, the scans are there. You know what I'm saying? But for Prime 4, it's like the scans. Okay, actually, okay, there's one thing I do have to say, one thing about this game, Prime 4, just in general. Can the scanning be faster? That's my big issue about these games, bro. And I feel like Prime 4, they should have definitely upped the speed on the scanning. I hate the little you know what I'm saying? That it takes too long. It takes too long, bro. Every room. Scan everything, which is a typical thing to do in a Metroid Prime game, but they could at least make the scanning like at least 2 seconds long, bro. So we can just keep it going. It's a pace killer. Literally every single time I play this game. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, come on, bro. It takes too long for the bosses. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. Look, I get how everybody wants to get that 100% in scanning, bro. But honestly, in this game, the scanning feels so damn boring, bro. Because, like I said, the lore is told through you from the characters themselves. It's told through you from the characters. From Mackenzie, Takabe, Duke, Armstrong, all of them literally say the things that we're thinking. They do. So if I scan some things, it's kind of worth it, but it's kind of not worth it. It's just mostly meant for puzzles and stuff. But that's not why I like the scanning in the Prime games. I like the scanning in the Prime games because it tells you lore. It's based on you to read it. It's your choice. It's your choice. But I don't know. Yeah, pretty much. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, that's my only issue about this game is the scanning. But other than that, I feel like the gameplay too, because the gameplay for Prime 4, I feel like Samus should have more aggressive moves. I don't know. I feel like her same old move base, where she shoots and locks on, and kind of like sidesteps and all that stuff. It's cool, but like after not having a game for almost 20 years, it would be nice if they had something different, right? You know what I'm saying? Like imagine if you can use like some other move, like you know what I'm saying? Like for example, Dread. Dread had the whole thing with the melee mechanic. Cold ass mechanic. It kept the pace going faster, right? Samus is not just shooting; she can hit you, counter you. That was a cool thing about the 2D games, right? And the 3D games, especially with these new enemies. Oh my goodness gracious, man! These new enemies right here. Yeah, we needed some sort of mechanic for them because them enemies are aggressive. They come at numbers, numbers, and numbers. Oh man, yeah, you know what I'm saying. These grievers, the grievers in this game is probably one of my favorite enemies throughout the Prime series. Grievers are pretty cool, but I feel like there was something missing that that we should counter them with. Because I feel like I'm just shooting, shooting, shooting. But like, dude, it would be cool if we had some sort of like finish move on some, like some enemies. You know what I'm saying? Just have some sort of flair to Samus and her being cold as hell. You know what I'm saying? Um, or I felt like maybe that she should use like some of her mind powers. You know what I'm saying? As like a, like a, I don't know how to explain it. Like, cause like use like her mind stuff, like what I'm saying, like to push people away or do something. You know what I'm saying. Just do something like freeze people. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Something different. You know what I'm saying? Like, or for example, the grapple beam, right? Can she use the grapple beam to pull in enemies and shoot them? That would be kind of cool though too. You know what I'm saying? I just feel like in this case for her offensive toolkit, it should have been more, especially towards melee attacks. You know what I'm saying? Or just something extra. You know what I'm saying? Like to make her more aggressive, especially during that one part, with the wolves. The wolf part, that was pretty intriguing. I thought I was like actually like, yo, these wolves are not going nowhere. That's probably like one of the best parts of the game. But honestly though, I feel like I said, this game in general, towards her toolkit, it was pretty cool, but it felt like there should have been more, you know what I'm saying? Especially if we waited 20 years for the game. Should be a little bit more. But like I said, based on just like prime wise, it was fine. But based on just me trying to geek out more, it should have been a little more. Not gonna lie to you. Um, And then let's see. The exploration in this game was pretty. It was a little bit. It was kind of straightforward. It wasn't that bad. Like I said, it was like just what like level one, two, three, and then you have to kind of maybe backtrack to go somewhere else. Then whoop. Um, I said it wasn't that bad because me personally, I've been working a lot lately. So me come back home to play like a kind of a simple level, of exploration, it was fine for me. But I feel like for a lot of people out there who's trying to get through the game, it may have seemed like, yo, this game is too straightforward. Where's my thinking cap at? Because that's one thing about like the other Prime games, especially Prime 2. Prime 2, you really had to put your thinking cap on. Like, because in Prime 2, you had access to two different maps, the light map and the dark map. You know what I'm saying? And that confused the hell out of me. You know what I'm saying? That had to me, like, that was the most aggravating part about Prime 2. But it kind of made me want to use my brain more. You know what I'm saying? But Prime Forward, I didn't really get that sense of like, oh, I'm gonna try to go through the map and see what's up. It was very kind of straightforward and maybe a little bit simple. You know what I'm saying? I said the only time I had any trouble, maybe getting lost, was like finding those mech pieces. You know what I'm saying? So I can finish the game. But that was pretty much it. To be honest with you, uh, yeah. To be honest with you, but I'll say other than that, the stages themselves in this game are pretty beautiful. They are pretty and beautiful, gorgeous. The ice stage is magnificent. That's where the horror, kind of sets into the game. And like I said, with the grievers, they bring the horror to the game. The sound they make, that shit, that gets on my nerves, bro. Especially with me, since I have, like the headphones in. Man, they got on my nerves every single time I heard that noise, man. Every single time. Yeah, but I'll say the ice stage is probably like the best one. The forest stage was pretty cool. I felt like it should have been more for the forest stage because it's a big ass forest. You know what I'm saying? For the lava stage, it's like a typical lava stage. It was pretty cool. Um, but there's one thing that's missing in this game. There was no water stage. That felt kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? No water stage. I know every Metro game at least like one water stage where we have to like go underneath water. There was none of that in this game. It felt kind of nice at first, but then I thought about it like, yo, something's missing. Where's the water stage at? You know what I'm saying? So I had to like think about it like real quick, like, yo, what the hell? That was mad funny, you know what I'm saying? Like no water stage whatsoever. Uh, which is kind of crazy. But other than that, I'll say like all the main stages, pretty cool. Then for what the fuck it's called? Vote Forge, yeah. Vote Forge was pretty cool. It got old kind of fast, you know what I'm saying? But it was pretty beautiful as well. Yeah, but that area got old. Like I hated going to the area after a while. It's like, oh, Summons, see the backtrack over here, and just got my nerves low key. But other than that, I feel like the area was pretty cool. It's just it could have been more. It was just a simple, oh, I had to go to this tower, that tower, go downward. You know what I'm saying? This and this. I think it got more exciting when I had like the grapple beam. So I go back to that one area that was what towards the first tower, I think. Yeah, I think the first tower. Yeah. Um, let's see what else about the game. The desert. See, everybody hates the desert. The desert is completely fine in this game. Do not listen to the internet about the big old desert. It's a desert. It's a desert. A desert is supposed to be what? Bland. But is this desert really bland? It kind of is low key. But it's a desert. Like I said, this desert is not meant to be like, oh, the big open world for Metroid. It kind of is, but it kind of is not. It's literally just like a area for you to go access between all the different other areas. It's just a desert. Guys, it's a desert. But here's the funny part, right? We praise Zelda in its desert, right? And I love the desert area in Zelda, but the desert area in Zelda is literally just a bunch of what? Sands. You have these little towns and some things in the background. So go back to the Gerudo area in Zelda. Sure, it's a little bit exciting, but it's a desert. Now go look at Prime 4. It's a desert. Hell, there's even this one boss in this game that reminds me of what's that one I forgot the name of it. It's like this one sand boss in Zelda Breath of the Wild, you know what I'm saying, where like it literally like swims in sand and comes out. It's the same boss. It's the same gosh dang boss. In this game and that game. So me being a Zelda fan and seeing this in Prime 4, I'm not really like all like gonna hate on it. It's just a desert. It's a big area with sand that you can go explore. It's a desert. So the whole game is not focused on the desert entirely. It's just like an area. You go from this area to that area, and it makes the most sense. It's a collectible area, literally. It's literally that's literally it. It's literally like a sandbox. There you go. Big word for the desert in this game is sandbox. That's it. That's literally it. So yeah, it's not that bad. Me personally, I want to bash the desert. It's just a sandbox area, pretty much. But there's also one aspect of the game that I have to kind of speak on. It's the story, right? The story in this game is intriguing, right? Intriguing as hell because of Sylux, right? And I'm gonna be real with you about Sylux. Sylux got to be the most overrated character I have seen in any Nintendo game, villain in my life, bro. I don't know what the hype is behind Sylux and why he's like this, and he hates Samus because he didn't follow orders. Ooh, uh, it's funny how Ravenbeak has more aura than Sylux, and yeah, I don't know, man. The meat riding on Sylux has got to stop. It has to stop. Um, this character is not intriguing whatsoever. This character belongs in like a Star Fox game. I'm sorry to say it. He just belongs to like some sort of other game, like an F-Zero game, Star Fox, whatever. Not a Metroid game. I'm not feeling from this character. His design fits like F-Zero or something else, like Star Fox. I don't know. I think Samus is just too cool to fight against someone named Sylux who just I can't take him seriously, bro. Like I just can't. Like why is he mad for? You know what I'm saying? Like it's so petty. It makes no sense. It honestly makes no sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, for example, Ridley is a evil ass villain. Ridley killed her parents, Samus's parents. Ravenbeak, yeah, terrifying. Has aura. This guy, I don't know. I just like it's the green, the suit. I just can't take it seriously, my guy. I don't know. I can't take it seriously. Um, I don't know. Like I said, this character is just not it for me. And plus, he only pops up in what like one portion of the game, you know what I'm saying, for like the real final boss, you know what I'm saying? The other portions are just what these like little Phantom Ganon's versions of Sylux, and it's just like, that's all right. But yeah, Sylux is just overrated as hell. Um, I will say this about the story. Samus is I don't know why this is or why they made Samus feel so like she needs help all the time. The game literally tells you Samus has done this on her own. Yet she's like, "Oh, let's help out Samus," and I get the helping part, right? But it's like the game makes her seem kind of helpless when she's this cold legendary bounty hunter. Like for example, right, the part with the wolves. It would have been cool if I had to kill all the wolves. Honestly, I was down for that. But the game tried to tell you, "Hey, Samus can't handle a bunch of ravaging wolves." But yeah, she's a type to go kill a whole race of Metroids, dog. That doesn't make any sense. You know what I'm saying? Or like for example, in the what, like the Great Mines area, right? In that area, you tell me that Duke and Armstrong were killing these grievers by themselves. So the whole point in the Great Mines, right, is that you're telling me that Samus is the type to run and flee while her comrades are fighting these dangerous aliens by herself. That's a bunch of nonsense. Samus is the type to stay behind and fight. You know what I'm saying? And fight. And I get it. Be like, oh, Samus, go. Remember, Samus is the legendary bounty hunter. She don't take orders from barely nobody. Barely. If you're counting the Adam dude. These people are kind of beneath her in a certain way. They have respect for her. This game is called what? Or is about who? Samus. This game is about Samus. So why would Samus want to stay behind and lead these people to damn near die when they are her helpers? It makes no sense. You know what I'm saying? Like for example, like the one part also in well, like the lava part, right? Samus literally tells those two, okay, go ahead, I'll find a way out. That's Samus right there. But there's other times in the game where, like, literally, Samus is just going to leave her comrades behind. That's not Samus. To me, that's not Samus, my guy. That cannot be Samus. Or, for example, towards the ending, you tell me Samus left and teleported back home and then stay and help to fight Sylux. But the four people that needed to go back home who has families stayed and sacrificed themselves for Samus. That's a bunch of nonsense. I don't like that ending. I'm sorry to say it. That's not Samus. Samus is a lonesome bounty hunter. She has nothing else to lose. She would tell everybody, "Get, come here, let's go." You know what I'm saying? She would help those four people or five people. Sorry, I forgot about like the big robot. She would help those people get along that teleporter to go back home. There's just no way that she allowed her comrades to pretty much sacrifice her themselves for Sylux. That's impossible, and she's just cool with that. Come on, homie. That don't sound like no Samus to me. Man, nah, that don't sound like no Samus to me. But anyway though, like I said, yeah, I feel like this story, like Samus wise, she's still very stoic, you know what I'm saying, don't speak, but made her feel a little more helpless, which is like it's just funny, like I said, they paint her in this picture where she's mad respected, yet she's helpless. I I don't know how to feel about it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just look, I get how other M was like that, but that's different. That was like more of a story type of game. You know what I'm saying? Like story game, right? This game is a prime game where she kind of was by herself. Like I said, just for most of the game, Samus is mostly by herself. I mean, the comrades come along, but you are mostly are by yourself. But at the same time, though, they paint her in this picture where she can do anything. And yes, the game shows her and tells you that she can do anything because you're playing her. But yeah, at the same time, you're telling me that anything that's super big in this game, she needs help. No, she doesn't. It's the same bounty hunter that defeated Kraid and Mother Brain. You're just telling me that she needs help against a pack of wolves. That don't make no sense. But anyway, like I said, that's just my personal opinion on Samus. So I think Samus's design in this game is pretty cool though too. But yeah, that's pretty much it. But anyway, though, like I said, it sounds like I'm saying a lot of negative stuff about Samus in this game, which I'm not. But the positives in this game definitely is this game does look beautiful. The game definitely is like it's fun. Like I said, it takes for like good like what 10 to 15 hours to beat. Ain't that bad. It's a great adventure. Like I said, it's worth the hype to play, or it's worth. Yeah, I'll say it's worth your money to play. If you've never gotten to a Prime game before, I still recommend Prime One. But if you want to like be brand new to a series, Prime Four is the game. You know what I'm saying? It helps you out. You know what I'm saying? Um, Samus's design in this game is very beautiful. I love all of her armors in this game. I love it. All the way. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. But honestly, like I said, this game there's a lot of things I could pick at, but it's not that bad. It just can't beat Prime One. That's what I'm saying. It just can't beat Prime One, which came out back in '02, over 20 years ago. And this is the type of game where I feel like I enjoyed it, but I probably would not pick it back up again. And that's the sad. Well, I guess that's just how I feel. It sounds sad, but it's just how I feel. Like I said I enjoyed the journey. Honestly, I enjoyed it. I've been waiting so long to play this game, and I enjoyed it. But I think I've seen enough of the game. I feel like if I go back into it, what else can I discover? What else can I, you know, find out? Not much. Not much. Besides scanning the you know what I'm saying? But that's pretty much it. But other than that, Prime 4 is a game that I'm just blessed to have played and lay my eyes upon for at least a good 20 to 25 hours. Um and I'm glad that I got a Switch 2 to be able to enjoy this game and play this game and cherish this game because I did cherish this game. I did cherish it. Um, even to the point where I feel like Samus is like either she's highly respected, but they don't put her in like that legendary like status in this game where she can take on anything, where she feels helpless. And that's where that's kind of got to me too. But at the same time, though, this game it could have been more, pretty much. I said I ain't trying to whine and complain. I'm not one of these other, content creators who saying this game is complete trash and boring. It's not worth the time. I'm saying it's just like Halo or even though people from Halo worked in this game too. This game definitely felt like there could be more, but ultimately the project itself is great just to have like a little quick fun time with, which it is. So that's what I'm gonna say about this game, and that's how I feel personally. But yeah, this game is pretty dope. I give it like a good 7 out of 10, honestly. And if you are a Metroid fan, be grateful that we have a 2D and a 3D Metroid game within these last couple years, and be blessed to be able to play a Prime 4, man. Because I thought this game was gonna be done, like never coming out. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just blessed to be able to play Ninja Gaiden 4 and Prime 4 within the same year. And there's some people out there who are still waiting for Kingdom Hearts 4. So just imagine that though, right? Uh, so yeah, so Prime 4 is here, and I gave y'all the thoughts how I felt about the game. So I've been a big fan of Metroid for a while, and here's my thoughts. I liked it, but it could have been more. And at the same time, though, even if it's tried to appeal to the newcomers, it's still pretty cool for the newcomers. And for the old school fans, there's still certain things that's there, especially if you don't go online and search everything up when you get lost. Just don't do that in this game. Trust me, you'll find the old school prime gameplay there, kind of. You know what I'm saying? But if you know, or if you're really good at Metroid games, yeah, this game should take you that long to beat. But other than that, if there's gonna be more of Prime games out there, you definitely have to do more with the up close combat. You know what I'm saying? Make Samus more powerful and intriguing with her abilities. Since in this game they try to paint her as saying, "Oh, you can jump." use things with your mind. It just seemed kind of like bland at first, but
The ability to jump. The Nintendo Switch 2 edition of the game can be played on Switch 2.
at the same time though, beautiful. And honestly, at the end of the day, Prime 4, good 7 out of 10. And to me, that's just facts right there.